Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is ECW. You've been waiting for it all week. Well, now it is here. Worry no longer, because the A show has arrived. ECW walks into town just before King of the Ring, but its main worries and its main distractions go away from King of the Ring, shall we say. We are in what will be known as Horsemen country in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's kind of interesting given our main event, but we'll come to that in just a moment, because before we get to that main event, we've got an important match to look at. Something that kicked off last, 2 weeks ago really, hit its boiling point last week, and will now finally be settled here tonight. Neville and AJ Styles, one-on-one. The king of the cruiserweights in Neville said he would be ignored no more. And he made that apparent last week when defeating Shawn Michaels. AJ Styles, however, came out after the matchup, laid him out in revenge for Neville laying him out last week, and said, you're right, the king will not be ignored no more, because next week he is going to finish Neville and give him all the attention that he wants. These two men are going to collide one-on-one here tonight. Bad blood is all that runs through these two right now when they think about each other, and they get to exert their anger in the ring, one-on-one. It's going to be a good one. But you want to talk about that main event that I was on about? You want to look at something that could be described as Horseman country? Well, here it is. In the main event, the Four Horsemen, the two main bodies of the Four Horsemen, Roderick Strong and Chris Jericho, team up to take on the team of Seth Rollins, the ECW champion, the greatest of all time, and his bodyguard, the man who we saw make his debut last week, Minoru Suzuki. These two men are going to work together for the first time, and you know Suzuki's going to be out there to protect Rollins to the best that he can. And don't think that it's just going to be, you know, if it was a 2-on-1 situation that Suzuki would be done for, because he could take on both of these men in his sleep. There's no doubt about that. That is all to come later on in the night, however, but we're going to start off now by hearing from the new Cruiserweight Champion for the first time since he won that belt. We are going to start things off with the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries. And here he is, the man who finally dethroned Neville in a submission match. And what a match it was for that Cruiserweight Championship just before the Royal Rumble. Aries has been here. The Cruiserweight division has been having some matches in its place. And to be fair, they've been having some pretty good matches as well. The likes of Akira Tozawa and Jack Gallagher from a few weeks ago coming to mind. Even Swann and Gallagher from last week for the King of the Ring qualifier was pretty good. But now here tonight, Aries is going to have his first chance to speak since winning that belt. You can see the crowd here with some applause and quite a few cheers for him as well. Very proud of Aries as they are champion, and in turn, in reciprocation, Aries is proud to be a champion. He says that he hasn't always been a man who gets what he wants, but he got what he wanted when he made Neville tap out, and he got what he wanted when he got to be the People's Cruiserweight Champion. And he got to take this division into a new era. And Aries knows that there's going to be a lot of people watching him, see what he can do with the Cruiserweight division, see if he can mold it into a new shape. Austin Aries believes with the caliber of talent in this Cruiserweight division, there is no doubt that this division can be even as high as the extent of the TV title, and even get people talking about a main event spot for this championship. And Austin Aries wants to give back to the people as well. He says here that for all they did for him, it's only right that he gives back. And for all the Cruiserweight division is going to do for him, it's only right that he gives back. So right now, to kick off ECW, he wants to hold an open challenge. Anyone in the back who wants a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship, come out right now. And here comes the man who is going to answer that challenge right away. The man of 1,000 holds, Dean Malenko. Almost like he was waiting by the curtain for that challenge to be revealed. I mean, that is quite a good one. I mean, you look at some of the names in the back who could have gone for it. You know, I brought up his name, Jack Gallagher, maybe even Akira Tozawa. There were some big names in that back who could have gone for that title, but Dean Malenko decided he wanted the shot at it. And that is what makes that one certainly interesting. Malenko and Aries, two, in some ways, very similar guys, you know, when it comes to their work rate within the ring and how they, you know, they use their grappling to their advantage. The only difference being, of course, Aries is well more of a aerial-based wrestler as well. I mean, Dean Malenko's name is literally the man of 1,000 holds. He is known for his holds. It's going to be an interesting one, though. We could see a submission-based match between these two men, we could see the Texas Cloverleaf versus the Last Chancery. I imagine it's going to be tough, very tough, to make one of these two men tap out. But the Cruiserweight Championship is on the line, so maybe that'll drive Malenko on that bit more. As Aries gets in the ring there and puts the Cruiserweight Championship on his shoulder, we are ready to kick things off here on ECW. Already one title match for you. Austin Aries wanted to give back, maybe for, you know, like he said, he wanted to give back for being so thankful to be champion, but I imagine also for not being on ECW over these last few weeks. You know, Aries has become a real respectful champion, you know, realizes that he wants to be here week in and week out, and was, I guess, a little disappointed that he wasn't. Austin Aries wants to make up for it, and this is a great way to do so here to kick things off on this show with the Cruiserweight Championship on the line. However, could Aries pay for it? And could this be his one and only title defense? Could the story of him overcoming Neville just be dashed away in the blink of an eye by the man of 1,000 holds? This is going to be a competitive matchup, make no mistakes about it. These two men have respect for wrestling, have respect for that championship, and in turn will have respect for one another, but only one man can walk out of here with the Cruiserweight Championship. And we're about to find out which man that is going to be as we get started on ECW. Malenko looks ready. Aries gearing himself up, ready to go here. And there we go. That's what I came to see. That's what I like to see as well on ECW, especially in the Cruiserweight division. A bit of respect for one another. Handshake, and we are underway. And underway we shall be in this one now. Colin about tie up to get us underway here. Clashing with the arms are Malenko and Aries. Hammerlock now by Dean Malenko. Aries slips out and gets him in an armbar position. Great stuff thus far, yanking it back. Trying to put Malenko off a little bit, but Malenko rolls out of it, and we get a stalemate here. You saw there Malenko having to choose to strike, even though it was a stalemate. He had to almost start striking him because he was backed up against the corner there. He needed a way out of it. Aries, though, quick to hit the first big move of the matchup there. Big DDT to bring him down. Malenko is looking to provide a bit of fight back here, but Aries is doing a good job of denying it. Sorry, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that one. Aries was looking to continue there, but Malenko tried to deny him. Knee there, though, by Aries. Didn't get all of it, but got enough of it to bring Malenko down. So far, Dean Malenko just been incorporating strikes, but there we go. Fisherman's suplex there. Well, more of a small package suplex than anything else. Could have gone for the cover after it, should he have chosen to. What an uppercut, though, by Dean Malenko. And that'll bring back the first cover of the match here. Dead center, middle of the ring. Going to try and capture the Cruiserweight title with it. Gets a good 2 count, though. And to the holds now goes Dean Malenko, of course. Why wouldn't the man of 1,000 holds look to try and wear down his opponent? Targeting the arm is key as well. A lot of Austin Aries' moves do come from the arm, including, of course, that Last Chancery that won him the Cruiserweight Championship. Aries, though, going to use the other arm there for that flying forearm now. And bringing him in. I thought he might have been thinking brainbuster for a second there, but went snap suplex. Maybe could have thought that Malenko could have read his mind there. I mean, you know, he is almost one of those guys who's in the ring. He is almost a fortune teller within this ring. Malenko able to capitalize on a little opportunity, on a little moment of opportunity with that Tiger backbreaker there, and really geared himself up for that one. So much force put in that, then Aries stumbled out of the turnbuckle, but somehow still remains in control a little bit. Counters him again. And here he goes now. He's going to go for it. Neck breaker. He's looking for it early. Last Chancery locked in here now. Malenko caught off guard. The Last Chancery applied. Will Dean Malenko submit here to Austin Aries? Not quite yet. Dean Malenko able to find his way out of it. In a panic situation as well, no less. And look at how quickly he turns the pace around. Cravat suplex there by Dean Malenko. This has been a very fast-paced way to kick things off here in this matchup. These two men have been going back and forth with one another. Malenko now. Tiger Bomb. And here we go into the Texas Cloverleaf. He's got his submission stitched in now. Aries with nowhere to go. Crawling though, trying to make it to the ropes here. Trying to find a way out. The crowd willing him on top of this as well. Can Austin Aries get himself out of the cloverleaf? Oh, he's been in it for a long time already. The pain only gets worse. But Aries won't give in. And he gets out of it. Great way out of it as well. And a drop kick to create separation. That was something else there by these two men. And the crowd here in Charlotte is on their feet for this one in the turnbuckle. Oh, Malenko moved out of the way of the drop kick there and capitalizes quickly with a back suplex. What about this has been? This is what the Cruiserweight division is all about as well. Putting on incredible matches time and time again. Getting people talking about their division. Not for their characters, not for their storylines really, but for what they can do within that ring week in and week out. So the Cruiserweights, it is all about the wrestling and nothing more. Counter there by Malenko, especially to a guy of course like Dean Malenko. From behind now, Saito suplex there on the top of his head. In the turnbuckle, oh, Malenko pushes him back there a little bit. Creates separation, oh, what an uppercut to Aries. And he'll go into the cover after it. Will he look to take the title here with that move? Oh, referee's hand was coming down for 3. Malenko, though, is a man who is staying on the money right now, and his eyes on the prize. Going after the leg here. Indian deathlock of some sort applied to Austin Aries. Trying to take the legs away from him, but look at how quickly Aries got out of that one there. And oh, an STO. Austin Aries, for the first time in this matchup, is going to go airborne here. Looking for some... Oh, look at the speed in which he hit that as well. Aries into the cover after it here to try and retain his title. Malenko still kicking out early. Aries looking for less conventional methods to win there. Look for something a little bit underhanded. Malenko quick to counter. Oh, gets a knee in the face though for his troubles. And the atomic drop to follow up after it. Austin Aries. Oh, whoa! Standing shooting star press by Austin Aries. How did he nail that? And now Aries. Oh, the brainbuster! Malenko could be out and done for here after all those. Up on the shoulders. No, he's not. Look at that. Malenko counters out of it. Incredible to witness there that Dean Malenko is still surviving after the brainbuster, no less. Aries has put away a great many opponents with that one. But hasn't finished off Dean Malenko yet from the top rope. Now we fly. Back superplex on both men. Feeling the pain of that one. Malenko now tearing at the arm of Aries, trying to make sure that Aries can't lock in the last chance sweep. But again, Aries able to get out of submission so quickly. That submission match against Neville, probably the key for how he's able to fight out of these so early. Nice sidewalk slam there, quick and to the point by Austin Aries, who's in position now. Will he look for it again? Indeed he will. He brings him in. There may be no escape for Malenko this time. Flips it over. Last chancery. Malenko is nowhere near the ropes. Aries has got the only arm that he could reach the rope with trapped. It may be it for the man of 1,000 holds. Can he hold on? He cannot. Malenko taps out. Austin Aries retains the Cruiserweight Championship here in one intense matchup. That was a surefire way to get the crowd on its feet here in Charlotte, and it certainly did that. Austin Aries is your winner and still your Cruiserweight Champion, but you cannot knock the performance of Dean Malenko. That was one that the man of 1,000 holds can be proud of. It was all about getting that second submission in, and to be fair, Aries looked as if he had changed the pace of the match, just out of the blue almost. And in doing it, defended his Cruiserweight Championship. Great stuff there for Austin Aries, and a great match as well to get us underway. Well, there we go. That was very entertaining between two of the smaller guys. Now we're going to get two of the bigger guys on ECW going at it, but also two, in some ways, of the most talented. Maybe one, though, is one of the most stroppy. Coming up next, Drew McIntyre goes one-on-one against Tetsuya Naito. So here we go, from one good match to the next. ECW will keep rolling on here tonight. And this one's going to be a good one as well. Here comes Drew McIntyre, a man who, as I said, you know, perhaps one of the most stroppy talents on ECW, but you can't deny his talent in the same right. The last time we saw McIntyre was 2 weeks ago when he lost to AJ Styles, settling their beef that they had with one another. Now, though, Drew McIntyre is here fighting Tetsuya Naito, a man who has been racking up win after win after win over these last few weeks and showing no signs of backing off. Naito has been looking closer and closer to getting a shot at a championship. I said it week in and week out now since Naito's been picking up these wins. Aleister Black and even Seth Rollins better keep their eye on Tetsuya Naito, because you never know what might end up happening with this man. You never know where he might find himself. You never know where he might find himself in a title contention. You never know what title he may choose to go after. That could all be derailed here tonight by a Drew McIntyre victory. Certainly something that this man will need to get his name right back out there. And certainly something that this man may need to get his name going back into the ECW Championship contention. Right now, we're kind of almost scarce on bodies, really, to challenge for the ECW Champion at WrestleMania. But I don't think that means that Seth Rollins isn't defending the championship at WrestleMania. Oh, no, no, no. We'll find someone. And if not, then maybe someone will find us. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Okada. Anyway, moving away from the Royal Rumble winner right now. He's still got time to make his decision, and I'm not going to force him into one, but here comes the man who has been picking up wins over these last few weeks and winning over the ECW crowds as well with his great wrestling ability. Last week it was Roderick Strong. Tonight it looks to be Drew McIntyre. Here comes Tetsuya Naito towards the ring. A man who poises himself, who walks around being made, you know, following the moniker of Tranquilo, trying to get in his opponent's head, trying to wrestle a calm matchup. And try and just pull their opponent off their game, really force them to wrestle Naito's match. And the next thing they know, they're looking up at the lights as Naito's coming down with Destino on them. Tetsuya Naito certainly looking to continue his recent winning streak and get the eyes of the champions here. I, for one, in the most extreme of circumstances, would not oppose Tetsuya Naito and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, though I do still believe that Naito has ways to go before he can get an opportunity at the ECW champion. However, if it was on wrestling ability alone, Naito would be very much in the contention for it. Naito and McIntyre, you're going to square up. This one should be another good one, just like we saw with Malenko and Aries. So let's get this one underway between these two men. McIntyre with a slight height advantage and weight advantage as well over Naito, but Naito, I would argue, is the better wrestler of the two. So he's got that going for him in that regard. And look at this now. He's getting things underway with some quick strikes here, just trying to put McIntyre off his game a little bit. But look at how quickly McIntyre shrugged that one off. Caught him flush with that forearm, and the clothesline will bring down Tetsuya Naito as well. Great counter there, though, by Naito. And look at this now. Great German suplex. Went for the cover. McIntyre in the ropes. And Naito doesn't seem phased right now, just remaining calm in the moment. And look at that. That may be an example of McIntyre trying to wrestle Naito's match, just lashed out there with a quick big boot. And meanwhile, Naito just remained calm and in the moment. Up in the air now, looking for a big suplex there. Naito able to counter it. Oh, this one's going to hurt you a little bit. Hammerlock, back suplex there to McIntyre. And again, Naito just backs away and just watches. The confidence from this man always showing, and oh, came in flying with a hesitation drop kick there. Cover after it to try and put away McIntyre early. And he kicks out at 1. This is a man who was contending for the WWE definitely not, for the ECW Championship just under a month ago at the Royal Rumble, and right now Tetsuya Naito is almost is pretty much having his way with him in the ring. And McIntyre there was just able to use raw power to overcome him with that Northern Light suplex. Great counter though by Naito, and oh, tilt-a-whirl, arm drag. For a split second there I thought Destino could have been coming out to play. And again, he just watches McIntyre trying to bring himself up to his feet. He doesn't do anything. He just watches. Uh-oh. Well, no more watching this time round. Swings the legs around and a neck breaker there. That is going to hurt you a little bit as Naito goes up to the top rope here. Oh, the Stardust Press! From Naito. Will he look to finish the match up with it? Oh, McIntyre kicked out. That was very much out of left field by Tetsuya Naito. A move that he used to almost be synonymized with, but has now, of course, all become about Destino. McIntyre is really on the back foot here. He has been struggling to overcome Naito this entire matchup thus far. He's really been wrestling Naito's matchup, not his own. Look at this. Look at the way in which Naito just goads McIntyre in. He rolls to the outside there just because he saw an opportunity presenting himself, but now McIntyre is starting to get a little bit more aggravated. He's starting to lash out that bit more. Where's he going to take Naito now? He is just lugging him around here, and he's going to actually just bring him back in the ring, hang him out in the apron. This is going to hurt Naito. Big boot in the side of the head there. McIntyre gets back in the ring and gets back in with control for the first time as well. Look at this now. It was like a half Rings of Saturn applied there. Kind of a bit like a Gargano escape as well. And that comes to my mind. Goes for the cover on Naito after it. You can see just his aggravation here. Trying to do everything to finish off Naito here. But it's just not working out the way he wants it to. Go for a chop there. Or a slap of some kind. McIntyre, oh, there's the aggravation once more. The lariat now. And now the McIntyre's frustrated. Naito could well struggle a little bit. Never mind. Moves out of the way of the elbow drop there. Oh, and he could make McIntyre pay for his anger. Destino! And that cover by Naito with 1, 2, 3. Tetsuya Naito, just like that, is victorious over Drew McIntyre. It only takes one apparently, and one Destino was enough for victory for this man. Tetsuya Naito, your winner, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Right in front of Naito comes the ECW Television Champion. I said the champs better keep their wits about them, and it seems if Aleister Black has done exactly that. Aleister Black has had enough of watching Naito from the shadows. He's now going to get in his face and give him a piece of his mind. Naito's been caught off guard here by this one. Double foot stomp. And Naito has no response right now to what Aleister Black looks set to do. Black is just toying right now with Naito. Brainbuster. No Black Mass. He's going to make him wait for that. But it seems if the Wyatt family have a new target on tap. Certainly an interesting development there. We may well have liftoff for Naito's championship matchup that I was on about. Aleister Black has walked into town and he wants a shot. And he wants to prove himself against Naito. That one could be an interesting one as it develops. That is certain. As for right now, we're going to focus on a little bit. We're going to drift away from that for a second. I mean, it is something that we will have to come back and talk about. Maybe next week as well, but that is going to, I mean, if them two clash, they've had business before. If they clash again, it's going to be a very, very interesting affair now that Naito's had time to develop. But anyway, the two men involved in representing ECW in the King of the Ring this Sunday are going to go one-on-one here tonight. It is quite a lopsided matchup. I do have to admit that right now, but it is the case nonetheless. Here is Rich Swann, and he's going to be going one-on-one against Baron Corbin, the other man to qualify for the King of the Ring. This could have been Rich Swann against Apollo Crews if Crews had beaten Corbin last week, but that just wasn't going to happen. It was Corbin's night drop, rather, moved out of the way of Crews' attempted dive to the outside. And now Baron Corbin looks set and ready to try and head into King of the Ring with as much momentum as possible. You look at SmackDown, we see the likes of Kota Ibushi certainly with momentum right now, and Kenny Omega had a grueling matchup last night against Finn Balor, but certainly one that he can use to give him that boost to put his focus on King of the Ring and make sure that he can head out with the second crown. And then you look at Raw, and I mean, the only talking point there really is Lars Sullivan. And if guys like Corbin and Sullivan were to meet in the first round, it would mean big things for that tournament. One of them would go out, and one of them would progress. But tonight it is not about King of the Ring group matchups. It is not about any of that. It is simply about getting momentum. And momentum is what one of these two men need. And I think momentum is, no offense to Swann, but I think it's what Corbin is going to get. He is taking on another member of a group that he used to be a part of course, in the Four Horsemen. Rich Swann and Apollo Crews kind of took his place in that group. But, you know, Corbin was allowed to leave on his own accord, and leave he did. He beat Crews last week, and he beat Swann here tonight, and showed that he has progressed further than the rest of the Four Horsemen. We'll find out. Calling about tie-up here. And look at the strength of Swann there to take Corbin down. Side headlock now. And Rich Swann is the one with the early advantage. Corbin almost taken a little bit off guard with it, and his frustration coming out to play there with a big with a big backbreaker rather. Baron Corbin not wanting to wrestle Rich Swann's style of match at all. He's here to have control, and that is in his way. Look at the difference between these two men, though. It is a real uphill battle for Rich Swann, but if you can overcome Corbin, you could really see him as a dark horse in the tournament. I mean, you could kind of already see that he had a strong showing in the Royal Rumble. He has shown that he's willing to put it all on the line on these last few weeks on ECW. He gave a tough bout to the ECW television champion Aleister Black. I think it was 2 weeks ago now. And of course, the opportunity becoming King of the Ring for Swann must entice him. I mean, you know, you look at what the King of the Ring has done for the previous winners. You look at what it's done for Tyler Breeze especially. And you look at what it's doing right now for Kenny Omega. Though he seeks a second crown, he has been a big staple name to SmackDown Live ever since winning that King of the Ring. And now Swann would like to join that elusive list. We haven't had a winner yet from ECW. Swann would like to be the one to join that, but it could be Corbin as well. This match has been a little bit more Swann's than what it's been Corbin's, though, as Corbin looks to... Oh my god, that was not your smartest idea. Swann caught, dumped face first. Oh my god. You can't blame him for trying some agility, but Jesus Christ. That was rough there, but Swann is still fighting back here. This matchup very much 50-50 now. I think that powerbomb was a real turning point. And flying backwards, Rich Swann will go. Corbin picks him up to his feet here, and a throat uppercut to bring him down. Look at how little offense Swann is getting in now. He's in trouble. Into the turnbuckle. Oh, these are going to hurt you, especially from Corbin, as your head is just repeatedly shoved into that turnbuckle there. All 10 of them connecting. Swann can hardly stand after it. Baron Corbin's in the driver's seat. Deep six to Swann. But Rich Swann is still fighting in this one. And up and over and out goes Baron Corbin. Where did Swann find that within him? Corbin seemed almost moments away there from an end of days and a big victory over Swann heading into King of the Ring. Rich Swann now looking to prove that that ain't the case yet. This one is not over until he says so. On the outside now, neck breaker by Swann. He is wearing down Corbin and he's looking to use all of this 10 count to his advantage. We're only up to 4 here and Swann has been in total control on the outside. Oh, whatever he was looking for there though, Corbin was quick to counter. Down he went with it. And he's the one sending them back in the ring here. That could have been the turning point. That could have been Swann's last gasp for something. And it could all just be thinning away now. Baron Corbin with that just punch. There's no other word for it. It was just a... Swann was trying to get up and just got caught with a punch. And now a clubbing blow to the back. And here comes the move that could end it here. In position. End of days by Corbin to bring him to King of the Ring with the momentum he desires. He got it. Baron Corbin is your winner in this one and has just beaten 50% of the 4 Horsemen in 2 weeks. There is your winner. Corbin has done it on the path to King of the Ring, and it was a win that he needed as well, but do not deny Swann's ability. And take a look at this. From old Horseman to new Horseman, a showing of respect. A handshake and the raise of the arm. Corbin is your winner, and even though the Lone Wolf does what he wants, he's always got respect for his grassroots. He's always got respect for the 4 Horsemen. Corbin, your winner. And it really does show that he's one of the favourites heading into this Sunday. Though I'm still going to say it, don't count out Rich Swann just yet. I may eat my words, I may not. We'll find out. But there you go. There's your winner in this one, Baron Corbin. And we're going to move on now to our next contest. It is the bout that I built up earlier in the night. It is the bad blood between these two that will come to a head. It is Neville against AJ Styles. Oh, here we go. It is big bout time on ECW. The main event may well be up next, but this is the match that I would say has the most attention going for it. These are two men who just do not like each other, and you cannot escape that thought process. Neville heads towards the ring here. The longest reigning Cruiserweight Champion within this universe. And is now looking to get his name out into the main stage, and what better way to do it than against AJ Styles, a man who wherever we go always is loved and adored by the ECW crowds, and is always seen as well as one of the most talented athletes in the world, and especially in the conversation for that ECW Championship with every passing moment. Neville heads towards the ring here though. He knows what the task is at hand. He is in his mindset. He is rough, tough and ready to go. Neville has waited a long time, I think, to get his hands on the guys like AJ Styles, to get his name up in the talking points of a division like the ECW Championship. With the Cruiserweight division now behind him, can Neville prove that the jump was worth it? Can Neville prove that he will be ignored no longer? Can the King overcome the Phenomenal One? We are about to find that one out. AJ Styles is ready for this one. The crowd here in Charlotte, make no doubt about it, on the side of the Phenomenal One. And he heads towards the ring, knowing what he's got to do. He's not overlooking Neville. He's not seeing him as a challenge. You know, he's not seeing him as a pushover. He sees him as a challenger. He sees him as a threat, and rightly so he should. And Neville sees the enemy in his eyes. He sees AJ Styles, and he goes right for him. Neville was waiting no time to get this one started. That's for certain. And these two men are now going to brawl on the entrance ramp to get us underway here. Neville's decision to just jump the gun there kind of just goes to show how much these two men simply detest one another already. Kicks and strikes are the only moves being executed here by Neville. AJ Styles now, oh, he's going to make him pay. Up in the air. Oh, suplex neck breaker there on the ramp. AJ Styles proving to Neville that you can't get the best of the Phenomenal One when you have to go face to face with him. These two men are ready to tear each other apart within that ring. Neville launches Styles in. This one's underway here. You see how quickly he ran into the ring after Styles as well. He was ready to kick this off as soon as he possibly could. And the sliding drop kick there by Neville brings him down. And here we go in this one. Two men who cannot stand one another going face to face. AJ Styles countering out there whatever Neville had in mind, and you got to think this matchup, even in the grander scheme of things, does mean something now. And I'm going to say it even if Neville wins towards the ECW Championship. It is one of those matters that it is of huge importance. And I think that if Neville was to win here tonight, it would be in some ways an upset. And I could even see him as a potential challenger for Seth Rollins' ECW Championship. Two kings colliding. Great German suplex there though by Neville, certainly showing that he has been bulking himself up for this trip here, up to the ECW Championship division. But AJ Styles knows what he's got to do for victory. That was a great Pele kick there, and look at this now, the Muta lock in by Styles. Muta lock on Neville. Legs are trapped. Neville can't even see where the ropes are because his eyes are being covered by the hands of AJ Styles, but he gets out of it there. Too early to try and get the submission victory, that's for certain. In the turnbuckle now we go, and this is going to hurt you. Looks like he may be going for a DDT. No, guillotine him there. Up on that top rope. And he'll follow through. He will not actually. Went for the 450 and he moved out of the way. And take a look at the difference here between these two men in their fighting styles right now. The Cruiserweight Neville has not even thought about going high flying yet. He's been all about business on the mat. AJ Styles, however, has been the one going to the air. Has been the one who has taken a trip to the top rope, or the second rope rather. Neville staying on the mat right now, staying focused on the task at hand. Snap suplex there, cover, only a 1 count. I think it's very interesting how different these two men are treating this matchup here. AJ Styles, though, just being lugged around there by Neville. Neville, of course, got the best of Shawn Michaels last week with this move. And he may look to try and get the best of AJ Styles with it. He's got it locked in. The rings of Saturn applied to AJ Styles. It's early, but you never know. It could be enough. AJ Styles, though, says no way. And he will slip himself out of that one. AJ Styles, of course, and Shawn Michaels, close partnership, former ECW Tag Team Champions with one another. Neville picked apart Michaels just for that reason, to get in the mind of AJ Styles and all. He could well be regretting it in this matchup. I don't think so, though. Right now, it has been a very, very good matchup and has been close as well. Styles with a calf crusher here applied, but Neville, do you see that there? Stretched his foot out so he would touch the bottom rope. That is genius. And now he goes after the arm, trying to take away the rings of Saturn from Neville. The cover after it here, and Neville still able to kick out early on. Oh, AJ Styles is going to the apron. I think I know what he wants to do here. Neville may well be too early for his shot at the ECW title. Oh, he counted it. He moved out of the way. He evaded the phenomenal forearm, and he looked to make him pay. Schoolboy rolls up AJ Styles. No. Oh my goodness, that would have been a huge upset to win from countering the phenomenal forearm. AJ Styles now getting more aggressive in this matchup. Tree of woe for Neville, and just no respect about it. Just the boot dug in the face. Second rope now goes AJ Styles, and he's calling him up to his feet here. Neville has evaded a lot, but he won't evade that forearm. And he motivated to the point where he's rolled out of the ring here and collapsed on the floor. Certainly, AJ Styles now turning this match around to how he wants it to go. Oh, Neville, though, may have just been playing possum. Oh! German suplex on the outside by Neville. And into the ring pole as well. He was playing possum. He had him right where he wanted him. And he took full advantage. But AJ Styles pulls out the counter here and brings him back in the ring. Big kick into the ribs there. Oh, look at that moonsault there by AJ Styles. Thing of beauty to execute it. But Neville's still able to move out of the way. And uh-oh, reverse runner for you. Spiked on the head was AJ Styles. Neville covers him. Doesn't allow AJ to get the rope break either. And could pick up the win. No, Styles kicks out at 2. And for the first time this match, Neville will go up high. Neville, shooting star press to Styles, into another cover now, trying to find anything he can to put away AJ Styles here, who keeps kicking out. Forearm shot now by Neville, but oh, Styles able to counter out of it there, and he's going to bring him in. Yoshigoroshi here, plants him down there on his neck. Styles could have the win in the bag. Styles could be just one move from victory. Moonsault though by Styles, into the cover after it. Will it do the job? No, Neville's still kicking out early enough. AJ Styles, powerbomb, plants him with it. And now Styles will go out to the apron here. Can this be the one to end it? AJ Styles is in position, ready to strike. AJ Styles, phenomenal forearm to Neville. The King may have just been ignored no more, but AJ Styles may well have just got vengeance for a few weeks ago. The cover. 1, 2. Neville kicks out at 2, and Styles looks on. What the hell does he do now? Whoa. AJ Styles has tried everything. That is Zack Sabre Jr. What the hell is Sabre Jr. doing out here now? He's standing at ringside. He's getting in the face of AJ Styles, and Neville will capitalize. Neville's going to steal it here. There's 1, 2. Neville just stole one. Neville just stole one on AJ Styles. And it's all thanks to Zack Sabre Jr. What? What am I looking at? Sabre Jr. and... Why? Why? What was... I don't know what to say. Sabre Jr. and Neville just worked together to beat AJ Styles. Neville just pinned AJ Styles. I don't know what to say. I genuinely have no idea what can be said here. But there's your winner. Neville just beat AJ Styles, but why was Zack Sabre Jr. out here? What was his reason for being out here to help Neville? I do not know what to say. I genuinely have no idea what to make of this. This is weird. And this is something that we're not going to get told about either, because Neville and Sabre Jr. are hightailing it up the ramp now to get away from AJ Styles. But Neville just beat AJ Styles here through the help of Zack Sabre Jr. This is something that is going to need talking about next week. And it's a shame that next week it has to be as well, but that is certainly one of the biggest talking points to take away from ECW here tonight. I have no idea what to make of it, and I'm sure you at home don't know either, but sadly we've got to move on. There are so many questions we want answered, but we're all going to have to wait. Up next, it is the tag team match of the Four Horsemen against Rollins and Minoru Suzuki, though I still have no idea what to make of this. Like I said, we have to wait and see what is going to happen about all of that. I really don't know. I really don't know what to make of it. It's certainly a very, very interesting situation, but one that we won't know what the reasoning was or why they did it until we hear it from the horse's mouth. We won't know why it happened until we hear from Neville and Zack Sabre Jr. I know just about as much as you all do. There's no collusion going on here. There's no me backing these guys up. I do not know why they did it. But it has happened now. And you know that AJ Styles is going to be lurking in the ranks looking for a fit of revenge against them because of it. And I do not blame him for that. But on the night, it does get noted down. Neville beat AJ Styles. That is final. Anyway, we must now move on because here comes our main event. The Four Horsemen wait patiently for the arrival of this man, the ECW champion, the greatest of all time, and the bodyguard by his side, the man who will overlook the safety of Seth Rollins wherever he goes. Minoru Suzuki now follows, and here tonight we see them in action, working with each other for the first time. The crowd is geared towards Rollins, and Suzuki applauds this man. He recognizes the greatness that is Seth Rollins. ECW champion now of 6 months. And every day that passes, he gets closer and closer to breaking Michael Bennett's streak as the longest reigning ECW champion. That one clocked in at about 8 months, I think. Maybe just a little bit less than that. But regardless of that, Seth Rollins has been the greatest ECW champion of them all. Regardless of how long he's been champion, he has been the best champion. ECW has become the A show under him. 2017 was Seth Rollins' year, and 2018 is looking much the same. His first title defense, he overcomes 3 of the biggest challenges that he could possibly have had on ECW at the Royal Rumble. And now he's on a ticket to WrestleMania, and he has got that man in his corner, Minoru Suzuki, looking after him each and every time. Rollins couldn't ask for a better time to be champion. And we couldn't ask to be in a time that could be any better, because we're in the greatest period of ECW right now. So here we go. Roddy Strong is going to start this match off against Minoru Suzuki. Rollins and Jericho wait on the outside to be tagged in, but this one is going to be good. We saw what Suzuki was capable of last week against Samoa Joe. And now Roderick Strong can feel that right as well. Strong, a former challenger for the ECW Championship, but that is not the man he's in the ring with right now. He's in the ring with the man who is set and focused on looking after the ECW Champion in Minoru Suzuki. And look at how quickly Suzuki moves around there. God, this man is dangerous and then some. This man is a freak and then some. He can do anything he likes because he is Minoru Suzuki, and who is going to tell him otherwise? I talked about it last week. Even though he is the bodyguard of Seth Rollins, and even though me and him have a working relationship with one another due to our common bond over Seth Rollins, I am petrified of Minoru Suzuki. I am scared of this man. Do not leave me in a room alone with him. I don't know how Seth Rollins manages to do it either. But Suzuki right now is going up against Roddy Strong here. And look at how he's just able to just dismantle Roddy Strong almost. He turned his back to him there. He was basically saying, "Hit me, please." And in turn he did. Roddy Strong makes the tag into Chris Jericho now in the 2 hierarchies, well, most of the 4 Horsemen, certainly the leader of the 4 Horsemen and Chris Jericho, have been called into action in this matchup right now. Jericho and Suzuki going at it here. Chris Jericho trying to find a way to overcome Minoru Suzuki, but it ain't going to be easy, that's for certain. Oh! Held in a cravat position and just dumped down on his face. Minoru Suzuki taking care of business right now in the best way that he can. Forearm there, and he falls down. Although Suzuki, to be fair, probably let Chris Jericho get that forearm shot on him, and oh, there he goes. Up and over goes Jericho. Rollins finally wants in this one. and in it he will get. Tag made, and you saw there Rollins had something in mind. The referee didn't allow it, but that time he did. Rollins leapt to the outside and collided with Chris Jericho. And here we go in this one now. The ECW champion, the leader of the Four Horsemen, are face to face. Strong trying to get tagged in here. He's trying to crawl. Jericho trying to crawl towards him. Jericho played possum there, moved out of the way of the elbow drop. Can he get something going here for the Four Horsemen? Rollins says no. Northern Lights suplex, but Jericho able to kick out early enough. Look at this here now. Oh, what a move there by Seth Rollins. That's some of the training that Minoru Suzuki has given him. That Snapdragon suplex. Pitch perfect execution of it, no less. Up we go now, but back down with a face buster there. Rollins sees Strong making the tag in, and back in comes Suzuki here. And oh, flattening any hopes and dreams there of Roderick Strong getting something going for the Four Horsemen. Strong though able to counter him there, and a drop kick here. Suzuki now in a little bit of trouble maybe. Lariat, but he didn't get all of it. That drop kick sent Suzuki some ways back. Roddy Strong now firing on all cylinders, looking for the victory here for the Horseman. He's kind of on his own though. Dumped him on his face. Suzuki, is he in trouble by any chance? Can Minoru Suzuki come back from this? Because we know what will be next in the mind of Roddy Strong. He was looking for end of heartache. Suzuki denied it, and look at that. Precision and an accurate suplex as well. Just slows the match right back down. Seth Rollins ain't getting, Roderick Strong ain't getting anything over on Seth Rollins and Minoru Suzuki. Tag made now. Rollins the legal man once more. Simple but effective double team. Nothing flashy. That is certainly the MO of that man on the outside now, Minoru Suzuki. And Strong now looking to crawl to get the tag in. Oh, to Jericho, and he could get it after that big knee in the jaw there. The champ could be in trouble. Guess again. Rollins fighting back. Strong with a counter though. Oh, high knee in the turnbuckle. And these two men right now just trying to hit one another there. Roddy got the strike that he wanted, and he's now in the turnbuckle, standing by Jericho, perhaps getting some guiding instructions there by the leader of the Four Horsemen. Jericho though wanted in, and he gets it. Another tag made here in this main event. Oh, look at that though, Sling Blade. A gorgeous one in that by Seth Rollins as well, and in the turnbuckle we go here. Or not, okay. Jericho anti-turnbuckle apparently. Irish whip and collision between the two. Nothing much else to talk about there. And oh, he's going to get launched here into the bottom rope. It's Chris Jericho sent into it. Rollins and Suzuki in control, and Rollins getting ready to lash out here on Chris Jericho. He was warming himself up for it, and now comes the execution. The kick in the gut. Nowhere to turn for Jericho. Curb stomp. And this one should end it. Cover here. Suzuki in quickly to make sure that no save is made. Jericho kicked at it too, however. Meanwhile, in the background, a backbreaker there. And Suzuki's gone outside of the ring now. Rollins is on his own temporarily here. What can he do in this almost 2-on-1 environment here for the ECW champion? Rollins seems a little out of it right now. Come on, Rollins, you can get yourself back in this one. And here he goes, the strikes of Rollins. Jericho sends him over the top rope. Rollins hangs on though, counters it with a forearm, and doesn't look to take flight, just stays in the ring there and catches him with a big time enziguri. Still no sight of Suzuki on the outside. He's finally clinging himself up to his feet here though, and getting himself back out here. Rollins has Suzuki in his clutches, and oh, brings him down there, basically into the turnbuckle with a wasteland-esque maneuver. Irish whip here now off the ropes. What a drop kick. Jericho needs the assistance of Roddy Strong ASAP. And one thing's for certain, he ain't getting it. Jericho counters there. Codebreaker by Jericho! Jericho just landed the codebreaker. Suzuki trying to make the save. The referee forced him out of the ring there. Cover now on Rollins. Will this do it? No. Suzuki played smart as well, though. And he forced Jericho to wait even longer for that count to be made. Jericho now. 2 shoulder tackles. Sent up and over, though. But he's going to go up to the top rope here. Rollins, turn around, man. Oh, he counted the double axe handle. Rollins got himself out of it and now turns to Suzuki to apply the finishing touch here. And Minoru Suzuki will happily do that. There may be nowhere for Jericho to turn now in the clutches of the psycho that is Suzuki. This is the man who oversees everything to do with Seth Rollins, and we're seeing just how dangerous he can be right now. Suzuki gonna finish it off, locks him in position for the Gotch pile driver. And the cover that follows, Strong can't make the save. This one ain't over. Jericho kicked out and Suzuki just almost standing there with a look of confusion on his face. And I'm with Minoru Suzuki on that one. How the hell did he kick out of that? Jericho's still trying to fight on here. Oh, what a counter though by Minoru Suzuki. Played possum just long enough to trick Chris Jericho into thinking that this one was over. Or that he could make a tag into Roddy Strong. Clubbing blow in the back, and look at this now. Octopus stretch, but he's in the ropes. Suzuki backing away. Jericho stupid enough to not make the tag there. But Suzuki is sent into the turnbuckle now, and the tag that he's been waiting for a very long time has been made. Strong back in. This tag match stays alive. That is a very long way for Roddy Strong to fly. Will he be able to pull it off here now with the momentum on his side? No, Suzuki gets out of the way there. But Strong is still able to counter him. Sends him up and over. Suzuki counters. Sunset flip now. Into the cover after it. Can Suzuki put away Strong with this one? Into the cover here with 1, 2, and oh. Strong counters it in turn. Suzuki counters back. 1, 2. Kick out by Strong. Great back and forth by both men, but it may not be back and forth much longer. Good night, Roddy Strong. Gotch pile driver for you. And the cover that follows, he's in the ropes. In the ropes there. Minoru Suzuki, I mean, I didn't know he was in the ropes either, I gotta be honest, so that was a bit of a surprise for the referee to make that call, but Rollins can apply the finishing touches now. Up in the air, powerbomb, diamond cutter! And to finish it all off, let's prove why no one is better than Rollins. Architects, annihilation. Good night, 4 Horsemen. Good night, Roddy Strong. Seth Rollins and Minoru Suzuki are your winners in this main event. Was there ever any doubt otherwise? Look at that. They have spent 2 weeks, not even that, a week and a half, getting to know one another, and they beat a duo that has been working together for nearly 2 years. What does that say about Seth Rollins? What does that say about him? And what does that prove about Minoru Suzuki adapting to any circumstance? These 2 men are a dynamic and dangerous duo. Will they be hunting tag team titles? I doubt it. Will they be protecting that ECW championship? You're damn well sure they will. Rollins and Suzuki, your winners here tonight in this main event. And you saw the mark they left on their opponents. Both Jericho and Strong busted open at the end of that one. The 4 Horsemen can leave Horseman country with their heart broken, knowing they let down everyone who was on their side. But then again, you never stood a chance against Rollins and Suzuki. Take note, everyone on ECW, and even you, if you decide to come here, take note, Okada. This is the ECW champion. This is his bodyguard, and ain't no one getting in the way of greatness being created. That'll end this episode of ECW. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.